we started off with communication. Once we've communicated, now we need to now approach this, because this marriage thing is a project too. The family in itself is a whole big project. It's ongoing. And I think that a project account works because, yet again, from learning from what Toyin said, because we have different temperaments, Adetokunbo, I react to restriction. It just does something. I can't, once it looks as if I'm regimented.
Hi friends, my name is Sola Adesakin and I'm the lead coach and founder of the Smart Stewards, as well as the host of Safe Money Conversations, Sola Adesakin and Friends Experiences, a no-judgement zone where we talk about everything finance, business, family, budgets, investments, and a whole lot more. In the studio today, welcome back to another session, by the way. I have two amazing and beautiful ladies and friends of mine. So I have Adetokunbo Amosu to my immediate right. I call her a fashion serialpreneur. She does everything fashion, and she helps people build side income from fashion, connecting them to wholesale deals and teaching them about fashion marketing. Welcome. It's nice to be here. And I have beautiful and very enterprising Toyin Ifesanya. Toyin is a cybersecurity and sales expert and operator in the digital media industry and a motivational speaker. Welcome, Toyin. So, ladies, I am really excited to, have you in the studio with me today.
It's our pleasure.
And I would like us to talk about something really important, family finances for women and even for men, because yes, we are ladies, but some men may be looking at this. And of course, I would like us to also touch on some things as it, relates to men and women. Family finances. As a finance coach, I get loads and loads of emails, messages on, so how do we manage our finances as a family from different perspectives? Some are not earning enough. Well, some are working whilst the spouse is not working. Some have children. There are different dynamics. But, so I would like us to touch on many areas as much as possible. So, Tokumbo, how has your experience been managing your family finances with your spouse? Let's start from there.
Okay, thank you, Sheila, for having me. I would, in all honesty, say it has been about communication. For me, there's right now we now talk about things around money temperaments, about knowing your spouse, about knowing that there are distinct scenarios like you talked to us about on Sunday. But it is that if you communicate, you'll be solving like 90% of the problem. Where are we? What do we intend to achieve? What are our life's goals? What is important to you? I could travel the world. Maybe my spouse just likes bliss. We need to talk about it. So communication for me is how the conversation starts and how we manage the family finance.
Thank you, Tokumbo. I like the fact that you touched on something really important, the temperaments. So a couple of weeks or months ago, I thought about, family finances from, the temperamental view of things. We all know that there are four basic temperaments. You have the sanguine, you have the choleric, the phlegmatic, and the melancholic. But you know what? Over time, I did realize that your temperament has a bearing on how you spend money. I'll give you an example. When I first got married, I would say I'm a sanguine phlegmatic person. Sometimes, I could be, that very quiet person. But some other times, I like the let's just live and enjoy life.
Yeah.
And my husband would always say, Boshola, you're an accountant, you should know better. No plans, nothing. He was, he's a choleric kind of person, but at the early days of our marriage, he's still the same meticulous, prudent person. But on the other hand, so I later, and we were always having, but you know what, I like this thing. Why can't I buy, I go out and I see something and I'm like, oh, babes, this is lovely. And he would say, wow. But we just had a conversation last week that we need to plan our finances. So talking about temperament, Toyin, what do you think? What's your temperament? What's the temperament of your
Okay,
spouse?
so I'll actually I'm gonna take it from where you actually talk about the differences. Yeah, it's very, very, very key that you understand your temperament because it's gonna help you balance the home. In a case where you have a choleric and a melancholy, and to an extent, this person is very good at spending. I'm going to set an example in my own house. Um, Before I got married to my husband, I'm a very prudent person. Yes, I know what I like, I go for it. However, I calculate a lot, like because really I have a lot of what will I call it, responsibilities. So I'm not the type that we just jump at something and I'm just you know. And I got married to a man that, oh Jesus, anything you just don't don't think is he believes that you can achieve, you can get whatever it is you want. It's he has that ease of spending.
Oh,
So
I
there's
like that.
nothing, it tells you money is for you, you need to spend, and I'm not like that. So at the point, we had a lot of conflict. Sometimes he goes ahead to buy me wristwatch, something really expensive. And I'm like, my love, do you think we need this now?
Ah,
You know,
come
because
on.
because to an extent I understand his earnings. And I feel that we are building a home. And if we eat up, I keep telling you, there's this phrase I use. I tell him something like, we don't eat up our future now. Sometimes you have delayed gratification.
Right.
Not because you don't know how to spend this money, but because that you may need it later on, if you're able to invest in this invest the money and the likes. So at the point, we had to come to a term that, okay, this is it. Can we understand what we have? Can we kind of have a balance
Like
on a
goals,
monthly, yeah, goals on a monthly basis? We had to we had to consciously, because we've had series of issues. So at the point we discovered, if we really want the relation, our marriage to work, finance is very key and we
right,
need to discuss it.
right.
So we came to it, okay, this is the kind of person you are, and this is the kind of person I am. So I think I can help you. So at every point in time, we came up with like an analysis. This is the spend, this is the income that is coming in. Okay, so I'm going to take charge of the spendings. So if you need anything to an extent, come to me. So I'm going to do the analysis. Are you sure you need it now? Do you think we can go for a cheaper one? Sometimes you get upset, but at the
Yes.
point it is covered over time that I've helped him in doing a whole lot of savings, and so that's what I
So
mean.
interesting dimensions, you see. So I think what I can pick from all you said is yes, know your individual differences
Yeah.
and let the stronger person be in charge.
Yes.
There are different areas of, I mean, when it comes to marriage, there are different dimensions and areas. Finance is just one. And like I practice that as well. I realize my husband is good at some particular things when it comes to dealing with the children. So when we have to deal with things like that, over to him. Finances, the better person. So I think that, in marriage, talking about family finances, let's leave all of but traditionally, this is the person that should do this, or that is the person that should do that. The best person should handle, family finances, management, so to say. Good one. So let's talk about joint accounts. I'll share,
So that's
I'll share my experiences with you and my thoughts. But like I said, as a personal finance coach, I hear a lot, I see a lot, I read a lot, and I'm glad that this is what Safe is about, where we can share our experiences, whether good or bad. The issue is we are learning from one another. Joint accounts. So here is my own opinion. I'm not, saying it is right or wrong. I think that every woman should have her own thing and every man should have his own thing. Then individually, we have our things and then we can now jointly collaborate. Like you said, you plan the bills. You know what the income is, you know what the expenses is. In some cases, okay, are you taking care of the house rent? You are going to be taking care of maybe the school fees or just plan. But the traditional joint account works like this. You earn your money, I earn my money, we put it together. We both have access. At the end of the day, you just realize at the end of the month, there's no money there and the bills have not been taken care of. So here is what works for me. Do your thing, I do my thing. We plan together. This is what I do in my family. We both have an idea of how much it would cost to run our family on a monthly basis. And we say, okay, what are you putting down? Sometimes I'm, more loaded. Sometimes he's more loaded. But somehow we find a way of just making sure that the common objective is achieved. But right now, as of today, we do not have a joint account in our both names. But we have different things and we have a way of working together. What do you think?
Okay, yet again, in being honest about this, I don't think, I don't know how people who do joint accounts do it. I think the project accounts, even the idea of it looks cool. Like we're project. Exactly. So we have a project account. We started off with communication. Once we've communicated, now we need to now approach this because this marriage thing is a project too. The family in itself is a whole big project. It's ongoing. And I think that a project account works because, yet again, from learning from what Toyin said, because we have different temperaments, Adetokunbo, I react to restriction. It just does something. I can't, once it looks as if I'm regimented, this sale, so we cannot, I cannot want to do something and then perhaps I need my partner to be the one who maybe reins me in. So in the early days of our marriage, for instance, my husband will say, my wife can buy a good car simply because it was a good deal, and then talk about it in the evening like, babe, that deal was going to go off. I just felt this is too good a deal. And I felt we'll talk in the evening. Okay, so over time I've learned that okay, we're a team and we should have talked about it. However, I still do not acquiesce to joint in a way that leaves the other party helpless. Too many times we hear about responsibilities, like she said, when she was talking about that responsibilities, I wanted to say, sister, you got this. Maybe you're a firstborn. Okay, so you're not a firstborn, but you have this circle of good friends, maybe 4 friends, you're going somewhere together. You have this thing to, you really can dip hands into that and help wisely. You want to be able to have your own thing. So I do not think that the traditional joint account still plays out well. I think that project account is the new cool.
For some people, it works for them. But I think even the project account can be okay. So let's put some certain amount in the purse on a monthly basis, and then we use that for the general, upkeep or whatever projects we. So I think it makes sense.
I'm curious though about percentages. Have you heard about the spouse who earns 1 million and the spouse who earns 50,000? I'm being based about it. We can't both put 50K.
No,
We can.
percentages will probably not work, but like you said, communication. I like the fact that Toyi harped on budgeting. What are you earning? What are you not earning? And it brings me to the next question. I mean, I have series and series of questions on family finance. 2 questions in one. Now, should your spouse know how much you're earning? That's
Thank God the
one.
question went to you.
And the second thing is talking about mutual acquisitions. In whose name should property acquisitions be? Not necessarily, I mean, just pick the one you're comfortable with. I will answer and you would answer. So, two
Okay,
questions
so
in
the
one.
first
Let's go.
question is so
Should
again,
your spouse know what you're earning?
okay. I've been beaten before, so I can actually say it's a no-no for me. Yes, because we, if you look at the African setting, it kind of favors the men.
Tell me.
Yes, and it's these days a lot of women are informed. There are a lot of information out there, so to an extent they are aware that okay, you need to take care of your home. You need to be the Proverb 31. You need to be the
Woman.
virtuous woman. You need to be you need to think ahead of your home. You need to see how best to secure the future of your home. And because of the culture of most of our men, we need to be very sincere. Most men do not have, they are not prudent in their spendings.
Most.
Yes, if you,
Well.
if you may be fortunate to get married to an accountant who practically does the
Micromanages
the eyes,
everything.
and so fine, that is cool, but for me, I'll just say no, majorly because you may find yourself later on in some situations that they may not you may not be able to manage. And at that time, the fact that you already have your monies together, he knows what you earn, he just believes you have it, so carry the weight, you can
Yeah.
do it, unlike when it feels that, oh, he doesn't know what you earn, so to an extent
He doesn't know
there's
if you
this
can
push.
carry.
Yes, there's this, he's not going to fall back on what you're earning. He's also going to be up, and he wants to
What am I
live up to
doing?
the expectation, other than, oh, my wife is capable.
Or both
Let's
ways.
just,
You know, it works both
it's
ways.
both ways anyway,
Mhm.
both for the female, both for the male.
Both ways.
Anyway, for the male, I would say both
Oh,
male.
you want to know what he earns, but you don't want him to know what
No,
you
I'm
earn.
so sorry. I'm not gonna say I'm sentimental. I won't say I'm partial. I have been opportune to listen to a lot of women. They come to me, they talk about a lot of things, the family issues, and sometimes there's this cry, there's this you just want to tell
Sympathy.
them, please secure your funds. Because we know that, like I said earlier, I started with there's this so-called women being the weaker sex. And yes, we are like this generation, we are training our children, especially our male child, to see it in a different perspective. Oh, you need to take charge of you need to go to the kitchen, you need to do this. But before now, we were unfortunate to have this archaic, this mindset that women are supposed to be in the kitchen, women are this, women are that. But yes, those days of our fathers, women are supposed to be in the kitchen. They carry most of the expenses. So they come in and still take charge of the home. But now it's not like that. Women are in the kitchen. At the same time, women are carrying the expenses. So it's not so much, it's not favorable.
Mm.
So to an extent, I'm an advocate of, please, if you are the type that you know how to manage your finance very well, please let him have a little bit of the information about what you earn, so that you can most women are after securing the home.
Right.
Men are naturally moved by what they see, like everything is like spontaneous, and so sometimes they don't have a deep realization of what they need to do,
Mm.
as far as the home is concerned.
Well,
I'm going to start. I'm really going to start an example now. The school fees. I recently September, children get, and at the point I went to meet my husband, I was like, oh, it's time for school. And I
already,
have been planning
I'm thinking
before
ahead.
now, but my husband is like, but when did they resume, and how come is
I
so that is
get you.
just who they
I
are.
get you. I get
So
you.
to an extent, I would just advocate that ladies, men, no, I won't say ladies now. Both ways.
Yes.
Just try as much as possible to let a little bit of your finance status be known.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, she's got some good points. For me, I think it's a factor of who you are married to.
Yes.
Some people really don't care. You make your money, I make your money. I mean, everybody's fine. Some people, they know what you're earning and you're all going down with that hair. There are men like that. And there are women like that. So I think know your spouse. Ideally, in marriage, communication should be seamless and free. I mean, you both should be free with one another. But experiences of people. But in my home, my husband knows maybe not everything, but we share an open table policy. Oh, so this is what is happening, but I do not necessarily have an obligation to say, so today I end. But we share and then we rise up to obligations. So I think, audience, ladies and gentlemen, whatever works for you. But the most important thing is you are both working at achieving the common goal of the family. Two questions, but I know we do not have time. Maybe I'll just just the first thing is, in whose name should we buy properties? Just 10 seconds. What do you think? What names? Individual names.
The children.
The children's name.
No, for me,
Quick
it's
one.
gonna be your name with your middle name. For instance, you want to buy a property. I am Toyin Owolade, my middle name. So it goes Toyin Wolabi and
So,
you
so,
know
so,
Wale Ifesanya,
all right.
like that. I'm so sorry. I'm saying this because experiences.
Okay.
You love your husband, cool. I love my husband and sure I love him very well.
All right.
But at the
Also,
same time, we need to create a balance so that we both are happy.
I like the fact that we're really, really practical. For me, some properties in my name, some in his name, and some jointly in that format. I think it's fine. Everybody will be fine. Last, as they say. On a final note, this I'll just touch on this. A lot of women are always saying, "My husband doesn't want me to work. My husband is doing well. He wants me to stay at home." Well, because of time, I would not be able to have Toyin and Tokumba talk about it. But maybe in another session, sometimes we'll be able to talk about that. I think women have your own thing. Things happen. I was talking to a widow recently, and she said, she was overly dependent on her husband, and life happened. And then she was at the mercy of everybody. So I think, yes, guys, some guys are like, the money is there, you don't have to work. But they mean good actually. But I think every woman should have their own thing. Any last words in 1 second? Any last words, Toyin?
I'd like to say, either way, we should beware of seasons. Over time, if you spend some time being married, you realize that the stakes actually tilt. Whatever it is you did, that time you thought you were the one chopping go, it will come back to haunt you. You say to us all the time, be kind, do what you want to be done by. And I'll say, let us beware of those seasons. They do come.
Toyin, any final words?
Get empowered, gather information in every ramification, in every aspect, spiritually, financially, emotionally. Just get yourself equipped.
Thank you. It's been an interesting conversation today. I wish we wouldn't have to stop. Ladies, guys, thank you for watching, and I hope that you'll join us some other time. Until then, keep growing, keep building wealth, and keep being amazing. Thank you.